Hi guys, welcome to this very unscripted and kind of unplanned video. I just kind of decided that I have been doing this series called The Collection Reviews. I haven't had a video in a while, but it's a series that I want to carry on in the future. And basically that series is I'm reviewing every film in my collection, and I thought maybe it was about time I actually went through my DVD and Blu-ray collection again. I've not done a single update or anything since 2015, so it's been 5 years since I've shown what I own, and yeah, my collection's very different now. I've gotten rid of a lot of stuff, like sold it or just given it away to charity or whatever. I've got loads of new stuff. I've upgraded stuff to Blu-ray from DVD, so this collection is very different to how it ever was on any other video. So hopefully if you watch those videos a million years ago and want to see what I've got now, or never watched any of them, hopefully this will be an idea of the sort of films that I own and like, I guess. This is all completely alphabetical. I used to have it in genres, but now it's literally just A to Z. I'm basically just going to pick up the films, just show what they are, zoom through, try and get this done as quickly as I can because it's going to be a long video. First up, we have the Blu-ray of 500 Days of Summer. Then we have 28 Days Later, 8 Mile, 10 Things I Hate About You. Got both of the Airplane movies, Almost Famous, Amadeus in one of the really awful old snap cover things that Warner Brothers used to do. We've got the Blu-ray of American Beauty, one of my favourite films, American Psycho, An American Werewolf in London, both Blu-rays of the 2 Anchorman movies. I don't really know why I have the second one still, because I don't really like it, but I have them. Annie Hall, and the recent final cut Blu-ray of Apocalypse Now. We've got Arthur Christmas, this Blu-ray of Ashen's and The Quest for the Game Child, which is actually signed by Stuart Ashens himself. This is probably one of the cooler things that I own. All 3 seasons, or books as they're called, of Avatar: The Last Airbender. We have the Blu-ray for Baby Driver, the Blu-ray trilogy of Back to the Future, Bad Santa. Then we got a lot of Batman stuff. We got the 2 Tim Burton movies, and the animated series box set, and then the Mask of Phantasm film, which was based off of the TV show, and both parts of the Dark Knight Returns movie. The Beavis and Butthead Gold Collection box set, which is trying to escape at the moment, and then Volume 4 on Blu-ray. A Blu-ray in a DVD box for some reason of Beauty and the Beast, Beetlejuice, Blu-ray for Birdman, one of my favourite films of the last decade, Black Swan, the box set of Blackadder. Got a couple Blade Runner things now. We've got the big DVD box set. For some reason it's not out on Blu-ray in the UK, so to get all the special features and stuff, I got this big DVD box set and then the final cut Blu-ray, which actually just arrived today. We've got Blazing Saddles, also in one of those really annoying snap bookcase things. The Blu-ray of Boogie Nights, Blu-ray for Boyhood, Bottle Rocket, the first Wes Anderson movie, and Brain Dead, the complete series of Breaking Bad on DVD, Brokeback Mountain, Bubba Hotep, the Blu-ray for The Cabin in the Woods, The Cat in the Hat. Yes, I own The Cat in the Hat, but I still don't really know why. Catch Me If You Can. We have Chasing Amy, the original Child's Play. We got both Clerks movies, including the Clerks X 10th anniversary box set. Both of the Conjuring movies. Control, the Ian Curtis / Joy Division biopic. Got all 3 Blu-rays of the Cornetto trilogy, so Shaun of the Dead, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End. We've got this really weirdly designed Coldplay Live 2002 DVD. Coraline. Then we've got Cowboy Bebop, the complete series, and the movie, both on Blu-ray. Then we have the Critters collection. I got this for a video I never made. Maybe one day I'll sit down and rewatch them and do a review of the whole series. The Crow, Daria, the complete series, the Dark Knight trilogy Blu-ray box set, Deadpool, The Descent, and the complete box set of Dexter, maybe my favourite show of all time. Take away the weak seasons like seasons 6 and anything after 6, to be fair. And yeah, this would definitely be my favourite show. We've got the first 4 Die Hard movies, obviously Die Hard, Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and Die Hard 4.0. I don't have Good Day to Die Hard. I've never even seen it, nor do I really plan on seeing it. Dogma, Oliver Stone's The Doors biopic. Got a couple Donnie Darko things here. So obviously we've got the Blu-ray, the recent Blu-ray from Arrow Video, and then this version which has the director's cut of Donnie Darko and S. Darko, the sequel. One of the weaker DVD things I own in my entire collection. We have Dread 3D on Blu-ray. Really ashamed that they didn't make a sequel to this film because it's really damn good. Stanley Kubrick's classic Doctor Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb. We have the special edition of E.T. This is the version with the really bad edition where all the people with guns have walkie-talkies instead of guns. I've never got around to getting the Blu-ray, so maybe one day I'll do that and won't have to see a really badly butchered version of E.T. anytime I want to watch it. Edward Scissorhands, possibly my favourite Tim Burton movie. Swiftly followed up by another one of my favourites, Ed Wood. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. A lot of Evil Dead stuff now, so we got the trilogy Blu-ray, the 2013, I think it was, remake, and then the first 2 seasons of Ash vs. the Evil Dead. I will be re-reviewing these at some point because I haven't talked about the Evil Dead movies since my original review had been like 2014. The second movie, the review got taken down, and I haven't even talked about Ash vs. Evil Dead, so yeah, hopefully in the next year or so, maybe less, I'll be talking about these movies again. Got a few Exorcist stuff, of course. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you know The Exorcist is my favourite film of all time. So we got the complete anthology box set DVD with all the films in there. And then we got, of course, the Blu-ray of the first film, and then the recent Arrow Blu-ray of The Exorcist 3. We got Fargo, The Final Girls, The Fog, Fight Club. Got a couple Foo Fighters Blu-rays now, so we got the Back and Forth documentary, and then the incredible Sonic Highways documentary series. The Fly 1 and 2 box set. This is obviously the 80s version, not the original 50s one. The complete series of Freaks and Geeks, one of my favourite TV shows of all time. And we got a bunch of Friday the 13th stuff, starting off with Freddy vs. Jason. And then we got the 8 movie collection Blu-ray with the first 8 movies. It definitely was very good to free up a lot of space and get rid of 8 DVDs and fill them up with just this one Blu-ray box. And of course, we've got the others. We got Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X, and then the remake. We got the complete box set of Friends. There isn't really a lot of point in me owning this, considering it's on TV all the time and it's on Netflix, but I still have it for some reason. Got The Frighteners, and we have Funny People. Really underrated Judd Apatow movie, easily one of my favourite Adam Sandler performances. Obviously not quite as good as Uncut Gems or even Punch Drunk Love, but definitely a really overlooked movie. Got a lot of Futurama stuff now, so of course we've got the complete 8-season box set, but for some reason it misses the movies, so we've got all 4 of them now. So Bender's Big Score, The Beast with a Billion Backs, Bender's Game, and Into the Wild Green Yonder. These aren't even that good, but I feel like I have to own everything. The first 7 seasons of Game of Thrones on Blu-ray. Yeah, I don't have the new season because who would want to own that? Have the Blu-ray for Get Out. Then we have a small Studio Ghibli collection that I've started building up. I know they're all going to Netflix over the next few months in the UK, but it's nice to own them, I guess. So I've put them all in order of the alphabetical numbers at the top, even though they're not in order of release for some reason. It's kind of annoying how they've done them. So you got Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro, Grave of the Fireflies, and my favourite, Spirited Away. Got Ghost in the Shell, both Ghostbusters movies. Yeah, the new one doesn't count. Ghost World. I recently upgraded these from DVD to Blu-ray because it's the extended versions. This is the Millennium Trilogy, as they're called. It's the girl with the dragon tattoo, the girl who played with fire, and the girl who kicked the hornet's nest. This is the extended versions. I'm looking forward to checking them out because I've not watched the extended versions yet. Blu-ray of Gone Girl, which comes with this really cool little book. It's the Amazing Amy book from the film and the book. It's really cool. I'm sure my enthusiasm for that one really showed how amazing it is. And we have Good Will Hunting, Goodfellas, one of the best Marty Scorsese movies, The Grand Budapest Hotel. I haven't upgraded this to Blu-ray yet because I'm holding out on the Criterion release. Hopefully it actually comes to the UK. Grease, both of the Gremlins movies. Then we have the Godfather box set, which I've bought, sold, and re-bought about 3 or 4 times now when I've been really poor, but I'm going to try and make sure I keep hold of it this time. Then we have pretty much all of the Halloween movies. The only one I'm missing is the very recent one that came out a couple of years ago. So, of course, Halloween 1, 2, 3, Season of the Witch, 4, Return of Michael Myers, 5, that one actually did have a subtitle, The Revenge of Michael Myers, The Curse, that one, H2O, Resurrection, and then the 2 Rob Zombie movies. I don't know why I still have all of these because I couldn't tell you the last time I watched any of them, but yeah, I have no justification for why I still have them. Have Happy Death Day, Harold and Kumar Get the Munchies. I've pretty much only kept this because it's a bit of nostalgia from when I was like 13, 14 and I used to love this movie. Heathers, got the Heaven Adores You Blu-ray documentary about Elliott Smith, and High Fidelity. Highlander, I'm actually named after Christopher Lambert, the lead actor in this film. This horror collection comes with 6 movies, comes with the 2 Reanimator sequels, the 3 Return of the Living Dead 3 onwards sequels, so the 2 really terrible straight to DVD ones as well, and then Night of the Living Dead 3D. The House of the Devil, got a Blu-ray of Hugo, one of the most underrated movies of the 2010s, easily my favourite Martin Scorsese movie of the 2010s. I adore this movie. Inception, The Incredibles, the first Insidious movie. I do have another one, but we'll get to that later, but for now, the first one. The Iron Giant, one of the best animated movies of all time. And the recent remake of It. Not the recent sequel, the 2017 one. It's kind of a funny story, the adaptation of my favourite book of all time. Film's not as good, but it's still fun. Or at least as fun as a film set in a mental hospital can be, I guess. So we got the 2 Jay and Silent Bob movies now. We got Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back and then the recent reboot movie, which I actually kind of enjoyed. I thought it was a lot better than I expected, but I don't think I'll watch it again, but I've got it now, I guess. The Jerk, starring Steve Martin. Jersey Girl, really underrated Kevin Smith movie, which a lot of people hate for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, the greatest movie ever made. Johnny Got His Gun. If you have seen the music video for One by Metallica, that has loads of clips from this movie in it. We got Kick-Ass, the 2 Kill Bill movies. Knocked Up, the Stanley Kubrick collection, which comes with Lolita, 2001, A Clockwork Orange, Barry Lyndon, The Shining, Full Metal Jacket, and Eyes Wide Shut. La La Land, the Lego Movie, Let Me In, the American remake of Let the Right One In, the really great Swedish horror movie. To be fair, this remake is actually really good as well. And The Lion King, the original, not the recent abomination that was that remake. Lilo and Stitch, Little Miss Sunshine. Logan, easily the best X-Men movie and one of the best superhero movies ever made. Then we have the greatest trilogy of films ever, Look Who's Talking. One day I will do a video about these movies because they are some of the most insane movies I've ever seen. Lost Highway, one of my favourite David Lynch movies. Lost in Translation. We have the Mad Max trilogy. I don't have Fury Road yet, but I have the first three, and I guess that's something. Mallrats, this is the 10th anniversary version that came with the extended edition. Had to import this from America to get the extended version, and it wasn't really worth it, but at least I've seen it and have it. Man on the Moon, one of the more overlooked Jim Carrey performances in my opinion. Mars Attacks. And then we have a fairly small Marvel collection. I like the Marvel movies, but they're films that for the most part I'll only watch them once, maybe twice, so I don't really go out of my way to get them unless I really like the movies, but I have a handful here. So we got the first Iron Man on Blu-ray, which I very recently upgraded from DVD. 4 Guardians of the Galaxy, I want to get both of these on Blu-ray at some point. 4 The Dark World, which I honestly only have because it came in a box set with the first 4. I honestly don't even really like that movie, but I have them for a future video. And then the 2 parts of the Infinity War Endgame saga on Blu-ray. We have my favourite film of 2019, Midsommar. Moonrise Kingdom, I want to get the Criterion Collection Blu-ray at some point. Monster House, the DVD just opened up on me, but yeah, Monster House. I used to always love the fact it has like this little wheel that you could spin around, and it like has a picture in there. It was always really cool to me as a kid. Monsters Inc. Then we have quite a big Monty Python collection. I really love Monty Python, so I've pretty much got everything. So we got all 4 seasons of the Monty Python's Flying Circus TV show. And then we got the Holy Grail movie, The Life of Brian, Live at the Hollywood Bowl, and then The Meaning of Life. So I don't have a Now for Something Completely Different or the most recent live thing they did before they retired officially. We have the Naked Gun trilogy, National Lampoon's Vacation collection. It comes with Vacation, European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, and Vegas Vacation, only 2 of which are actually worth watching. Mrs. Doubtfire, Mulholland Drive, a film that I didn't really like at first, but I watched it again like about a year ago and absolutely fell head over heels in love with it. It's easily one of my favourite David Lynch movies now. And a complete shift of tone, we have some Muppets movies. So I've got Muppets Take Manhattan, and we got a double feature thing of the Christmas Carol and Treasure Island movies, and then the recent 2011 Muppets movie with Jason Segel. Then we have a box set that I sold a while ago, but very recently got back, so I'm very happy to own it again, and it's trying to escape. It's the Nightmare on Elm Street collection. I would do a re-review of this, but I've talked about this series so many times now. I've re-reviewed it at least 2 or 3 times, so I don't really see the point. Pinocchio, probably the most terrifying Disney movie I've ever seen. It literally terrifies me still to this day. Planes, Trains and Automobiles. Police Squad, the complete series. This is the TV series that came out before The Naked Gun. It's like the same story and universe, essentially. I need to watch this series again, because I don't think I ever watched the whole thing, and even the episodes I saw, I haven't seen them since I was very young, so I need to sit down and watch all 6 episodes again, because I remember really liking it. We've got Poltergeist on Blu-ray, The Prestige, Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners, The Producers, probably one of, if not my favourite Mel Brooks movie. Nirvana, Unplugged in New York. Oculus, Office Space. Oliver, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Paranorman, Paris, Texas. And The Phantasm Complete Collection. This came out before the 5th movie. I did have the 5th movie, Ravager, I think it was called, but I got rid of it after I watched it because that film was absolute garbage, and I didn't want to ever watch it again. Not that I'll ever watch 3 or 4 ever again. Ratatouille, The Ring, obviously this is the remake with Naomi Watts in it. Rocket Man, we've got the Rocky Horror Picture Show, and its lesser known sequel, Shock Treatment. I'm thinking about doing a video about this movie at some point because not a lot of people seem to know about it. It's not really that great, but it's still an interesting film. Rosemary's Baby, and I'm moving it around and I can hear the disc rattling around, so that's always a good sign. We have the Criterion Collection Blu-ray for the Royal Tenenbaums, my favourite Wes Anderson movie. The only film I have on Criterion at the moment, but I really want to get some more of these things because this set is incredible. We've got a couple of George Romero things now. I'm planning on reviewing all the Dead movies, all of George Romero's Dead movies. So I've got the original trilogy, Night of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, and Day of the Dead, and then the Dawn of the Dead remake. We've got all 3 Rugrats movies. So the Rugrats movie, Rugrats in Paris, and Rugrats Go Wild, the movie that was a crossover between them and the Wild Thornberrys. Rushmore, another really great Wes Anderson movie. Saving Private Ryan, Saw, Say Anything, Scarface triple play with the Blu-ray, DVD and digital copy, Schindler's List, School of Rock, Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, one of the best Edgar Wright movies in my opinion, and all the Scream movies. I've got the first 3 on DVD and I really want to upgrade these at some point because they're formatted in 4:3 full screen, so if you're watching them on a widescreen TV like I have, it is literally just like a small box in the middle of the screen. And then of course we got the 4th one on Blu-ray. All 9 seasons of Scrubs. I have taken most of my DVDs out of the boxes. They came in box sets because it saves up a tiny bit of space. So yeah, this came in a huge cardboard box, but now it's just in this. Saves time getting to it, to be fair. A Series of Unfortunate Events. This isn't the really terrible Netflix series, which I don't understand why people enjoy. I prefer the film, even if it is less faithful to the books. All 4 Shrek movies, because it's essential that anyone who has any interest in living life to the fullest owns all 4 of these. Especially this edition of the first one, which comes with the all-new Shrek Adventure 3D version, as it says on the back, which is just literally just a small short that's in 3D. When I got this, I thought it was a new Shrek film, because I was an idiot. We've got Signs. This is one that came in a box set of M. Night Shyamalan movies. I literally just took them out and put them in alphabetical order in my collection because it was easier. I'm kind of cheating here because I've got a lot of Simpsons box sets which I'm not going to get down. I've got every season from the first one to the 15th one. Hopefully you believe me, I've shown them in the previous collection videos, but I'll just show the movie because I've got that on Blu-ray. Another M. Night Shyamalan movie, The Sixth Sense, Son of Rambo, The Social Network, and the complete box set of Space, the really great show that Edgar Wright did with Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. This was basically the precursor to the Cornetto trilogy. If you love the Cornetto trilogy and you haven't seen Spaced, you are missing out on one of the best TV shows of all time. We've got South Park, Bigger, Longer and Uncut, again in one of these really terrible snapcase things. We have Spawn, the Ultimate Collection, a really underrated animated series. We've got Spaceballs, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie. Got some Spider-Man stuff now, so of course we got the Sam Raimi trilogy, because if you're a fan of Spider-Man, you can't not own the Sam Raimi trilogy. All 3 of them are... Okay, the first 2 are pretty alright. The third one's pretty bad, but I really enjoy all 3 of these so much. And of course, Into the Spider-Verse. It's the best Spider-Man movie, one of the best animated movies of the 2010s, probably the best superhero movie of the 2010s. I really loved Into the Spider-Verse. A Star is Born. Speaking of stars, got a lot of Star Wars stuff. So the first 6 movies I've only got on DVD. So of course the prequels here. And then 4, 5 and 6 I've got the limited edition DVDs that came with a bonus disc that has the original theatrical version of all 3 of the films. The only releases of them on any DVD or Blu-ray or anything. The quality is really bad. Honestly, inside these cases I have the despecialized editions because it's the pretty much the only way I recommend watching the movies. But I still have these versions because the cases are nice, I guess, and it's good to have them all together. And of course we have The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi on Blu-ray. I may get Rise of Skywalker just to complete the series, but I'm not sure it's really worth it. Stuart Little 1 and 2, Dario Argento's Suspiria, Sweeney Todd and the Demon Barber of Fleet Street, the Tim Burton version with Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. Tarzan. We've got this Quentin Tarantino collection with Reservoir Dogs, Jackie Brown, Pulp Fiction, and then the 2 Kill Bill movies. Team America, World Police. Got a couple of Tenacious D things now, so this is the complete masterworks, which, what does it come with? Comes with a live performance from the band, comes with every episode of the HBO TV series that they did where they started Tenacious D, which is a really underrated and overlooked TV series, and then all their music videos, bunch of cool stuff on here, and then of course the Pick of Destiny movie. Got The Third Man, This Is the End, got one of my favourite TV shows of all time, Todd and the Book of Evil, both seasons of this. I really want to watch the movie that they made, but it's basically impossible to get it in the UK at the moment. And we have all 4 Toy Story movies. Got the first 3 on Blu-ray and then the 4th one on DVD. Trick or Treat, really great, underrated anthology movie. The first season of True Detective. Didn't like the second season, haven't watched the 3rd one yet, but the first season is one of the best seasons of any TV show ever. Twin Peaks. The entire mystery. Obviously, it was before the recent Twin Peaks Return box set I've got here came out. So this has got the first 2 seasons of the show, the movie, the missing pieces, which is all the deleted scenes from the movie, and then, of course, Twin Peaks The Return. UHF, the really weird comedy starring Weird Al Yankovic. Unbreakable, definitely better than Glass. I recommend watching this over Glass 10 out of 10 times. Up. Videodrome, we've got The Village, couple Wallace and Gromit things, we've got The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and then the complete collection which comes with all the 4 half-hour movies they made. Grand Day Out, Wrong Trousers, Close Shaven, and the recent one, A Matter of Loaf and Death. Watership Down, one of the most terrifying kids movies ever made. Wayne's World, Whiplash, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, Wild at Heart, a David Lynch movie that I watched and wasn't a huge fan of, but I've kept it just because I feel like I probably should watch it a couple more times before I completely denounce the movie. Robert Eggers' The Witch. We got the 3-disc collector's edition of The Wizard of Oz. You're Next. Zack and Miri Make a Porno. And Zodiac. So you may be thinking, if he just got to the last letter of the alphabet, why is there still time left on this video? Well, we aren't done. There's a lot more I've got. First up, let's just talk about the box sets of this TV show that I've got that literally I just couldn't be bothered to put them in A and reorganize everything. There's all 5 seasons of Angel here. I was watching this and Buffy on Amazon Prime, and then out of nowhere they took Angel off, so I wanted to watch them both concurrently, and the only way to do that was to buy all 5 seasons. And then I got halfway through the first season of Angel, and I haven't been back to it since, so I probably should finish that off. So now I've got a few bits in my hand at the moment that I literally just bought for videos I wanted to do, but I haven't put them in my collection because simply once I've done the videos, I'm probably not going to keep these. Like, why would I ever have any use for Elmo and Grouchland apart from the fact I want to make a video about it eventually? I say that I've had it for about 2 years now and I still haven't done it, so maybe eventually. And then these 3 DVDs I literally just bought for my Hella Mega reviews I've been doing. So we got Weezer video capture device Treasures from the Vault 1991 to 2002. Comes with loads of like behind the scenes tour footage, all the music videos up until I think it must have been the Maladroit days. And then of course got Green Day, international super hits, just all their music videos from the beginning of their career to 2000. Yeah, 2000 to when Warning came out. And then the Heart Like a Hand Grenade documentary all about the making of American Idiot. So in the last year, one thing I've been doing is I've been trying to watch as many classic movies that I've never got around to watching as possible. And I've also been trying to completely cut out pirating or anything like that. So the way I've been going about it is I've been trying to watch everything I can that's on Prime or Netflix. I've been occasionally getting the Prime channels like BFI Player and stuff like that. Or I've literally just been going around and buying cheap DVDs, buying them in charity shops, in secondhand shops like CEX, getting loads of like 50p DVDs that are films that I really want to watch. And I have been putting aside all of the movies that I haven't watched yet. What I also did is I went through my entire collection and took out any film I've not watched and put it on the pile. And the pile has gotten pretty big, to say the least. If it carries on growing, it's going to reach the ceiling. So yeah, I'm just going to blast through those movies and then that will be it for the video. So this is all completely random. It's in no particular order. It's very messy, the pile. So I've literally just put all the pile here. I'm just going to pick one up and just go through it all. First off, we have Spartacus. So as well as those George Romero movies, I've got a couple more scattered out here, but the ones I've definitely got is Survival of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Diary of the Dead. So it's two of the George Romero movies and then a remake of Day of the Dead. And we have the 1990 remake of Night of the Living Dead. Then we have the Karate Kid trilogy, El Mariachi and Desperado. There Will Be Blood, which I'm really looking forward to watching because everyone always tells me it's incredible. So we got two Wes Anderson movies, the only two I've not watched. So The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, or however you pronounce it, and The Darjeeling Limited, Magnolia, Unforgiven. We've got three Akira Kurosawa movies here. I've never watched any of his movies, but I own three of them. I own Throne of Blood, Seven Samurai, and Yojimbo. For some reason I've put the game Grim Fandango in this pile. I have no reason why, it's just in the pile for some reason. The Straight Story, one of only a handful of David Lynch movies I've not watched now. Lawrence Anyways, I bought this because I loved Xavier Dolan's movie Mummy and I want to see more of his stuff, so I picked up this one because it sounded the most interesting to me. Old Boy, I'm planning on watching all three of the Vengeance movies very, very soon, and I'm looking forward to Old Boy especially because it's meant to be one of the best South Korean movies ever made. I think this might be the only other Romero-based movie I've got. This is Day of the Dead Bloodline, Rumblefish, Blade, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, Casablanca, City of God and City of Men. The most recent Insidious movie, Insidious The Last Key. I keep putting off watching this movie because it looks pretty terrible. I'm not really sure why I bought it, but I'll get round to it eventually, maybe. Leon the Professional, Pie, Brooklyn, which I believe I only bought because it was like free for £1 in a charity shop, and this was the only other movie I found that was anywhere near interesting. I literally only got it because I like Saoirse Ronan and Domhnall Gleeson, and that was it. The original Bourne trilogy, I'm not the biggest action fan, but everyone says these are great. They're on the 1001 movies you must watch before you die list, and I'm trying to watch all those films, so I felt like I had to watch them. Memento, the only Christopher Nolan movie I've not watched. I only just realised I kept the stickers from CEX on there. 28 Weeks Later, An American Werewolf in Paris, the lesser known sequel to American Werewolf in London. Nashville, The Omen box set. I've watched the first Omen a few times, but I've never watched any of the sequels. This is another one I want to review eventually, which is why I've put it in the pile and didn't get rid of it. The Road. Oh yeah, so this is another Romero, Land of the Dead. Salem's Lot, Sinister, LA Confidential, The Blues Brothers, and the final film on the pile, The Aviator. That video took about as long as I was expecting it to take. I've got an hour and a half of footage to edit now. Wish me luck. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry it just suddenly got really dark on me, and I'll see you next time when I am alive, if I am alive after this.